Good morning, Mike. How are you?
Hey, DP, man. How are you, man? How's everybody over there?
Everything is great. Did you watch the Tebow workout yesterday? And if you did, your thoughts?
Tebow looks like he's been lifting weights.
Yes, he does.
He looked good, actually. You know, and guys, Tebow's a smart guy. You know, and the man loves the game of baseball. I don't see anything wrong with him trying out, doing what he's doing. Now, you may get upset at the number of people that showed up to watch him try out, but I don't think you can get upset at him for trying out.
Oh, no, you can do it if nobody showed up. You know, then they probably would have put out a video, but you had all but two teams show up. So what's it say about those teams that they showed up to see Tim Tebow work out? And I would sign him. I'd put him in my minor leagues and, you know, let him take advantage of it, a marketing ploy. So I'd have no problem with that.
I tell you, he looked good, though, man. He looked like he'd been hitting that weight room and working hard and everything. I don't think I've really ever seen. Well, yes, I think Canseco was big like that. Jose was a pretty big dude like that, and he could hit that ball pretty good.
Yeah, but Canseco was artificially inflated.
Is that some kind of rumor you're putting out right there about Tebow?
Oh, no, not about Tebow. I'm talking about Canseco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you said something right there.
No.
My fault.
Tebow, it looks like he's all natural there. Now, the Vikings need a quarterback. What's that say about Tim Tebow that they're not even calling him? Give him a chance to maybe come in.
Well, first, let's go this route here on the Vikings needing a quarterback, man. I feel so horribly for Teddy and Noah, you know, and Zim over there. Those are my guys. You know, I know those guys have been doing a wonderful job in Minnesota, getting that young team in position. I had them as my surprise team last year, and I thought they would do some pretty good things this year, especially after getting Treadwell in the draft. I told him when he got drafted, I said, man, you're going to love Minnesota. You're going to be North Turner's new Michael Irvin. You'll run that bang 8 and everything. And just, you know, to see Teddy go down like that, man, it just, you know, it really sad. You're really sad for him.
Have you ever had one of those injuries in front of you, a teammate? Like, you had guys who were physically sick when they saw Teddy dislocate his knee. Do you ever have?
Yeah. Well, you know, of course, I myself have had knee surgery on ACL, but what they were describing and what I've heard, no, I've never really seen anything like that. You know, that kind of way that would make you almost throw up on the football field. But you know, and everybody loves Teddy, man. I mean, this kid, and I mean, if you're around this kid, this is one of the greatest kids, one of the greatest dudes you would ever want to be around. You know, I get on him all the time for skipping out on us at Miami, but he is just a great kid. You really feel bad for him. I know he had a big season planned ahead, and now you just want to pray for his recovery.
Who's the best athlete you were ever around?
And probably Deion Sanders, the best natural athlete, I mean physically gifted person that I've ever been around is probably Deion Sanders. I mean, Deion was a great baseball player. He could play baseball. He could play football. He's a very, very good basketball player. You know, I've been in dunk contests with him. I mean, he was a physically gifted freak is what he was.
What about Bo Jackson?
Yeah, Bo was great, too. But I wasn't as close to Bo when you say around. You know, I know Bo. I've been around Bo. Yeah. But not the kind of time I spent around Deion. Well, Deion was a beast.
Deion talks about when he was trying to tackle Bo, and Bo put his hand, he said, it's like he blessed me. He put his hand on my forehead and then just basically pushed him to the ground like, you know, I'm going to heal you. Now go to the ground and get away from me. And this is Deion describing it. He said, you know, I wanted no part of Bo Jackson.
Deion want to talk to me about covering somebody. I want to hear it. Deion wants to describe to me about tackling somebody. Okay, you know, I can't get back those few minutes of my life.
He's Michael Irvin, the playmaker, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. The Cowboys situation with Tony Romo now out. So their Super Bowl odds went from 17-1 to 30-1, but morale is a little bit higher there a lot more higher there than it is in Minnesota with Dak Prescott. Have you seen enough where you can say Dak Prescott the Cowboys are in good hands.
I saw enough of them in college, and then I tell everybody I bragged about this, and every now and then I like to say I told you so, and hopefully, and I'm gonna hit that on this to make sure he proves me right again. But I thought he was the best quarterback in the draft. I just thought he was a physical gift. I mean, this kid can play, he can run, he's smart, he has poise. I told Jerry that. That's why I sat with him that first preseason game. And, I spent the whole preseason game saying, I told you so, I told you so. And I was trying to convince Jerry then, let's not go get one of these old jokers that lose every time they step on the football field, one of these old veterans. Let's stick with this young guy because the team is believing in him and give him this opportunity. I didn't expect for this opportunity to happen so quickly like this. I really wanted Tony Romo to get an opportunity to show the world really what he is, and I thought this would be a great year for Tony Romo. So hopefully that can keep the ship right where he needs it until Tony gets back. But I love this kid, Dan. I think he was I thought he was the best quarterback in the draft last year.
But you had Jerry Jones, who was doing his best to go after Paxton Lynch, and thought about Carson Wentz if he fell, and then he was looking at a variety of quarterbacks. It was like Dak fell into their lap. They tried to screw it up.
Well, I'm not going to tell Boss Man he tried to screw it up, but I told him, some things work like that. The best things sometimes work like that. You had this thought in mind, they had this thought in mind. You hear from all of these people, and the reality is you fall at Dak Prescott, and it's the blessing in disguise. Is that believes that he believes he's the best quarterback. And then when you have to sit around to the fourth round, do you know what kind of spunk that puts in you to go out and prove the whole world wrong? So Jerry tried to get the Paxton Lynches and all of that, but the fact that had to sit around, this guy will use that as energy, use that as fuel, and do exactly what he's been doing in the preseason.
We talked about this yesterday with Calvin Johnson joining Dancing with the Stars. Calvin Johnson, Hall of Famer?
Is that not a surprise? Wait a minute. Let's get back to Dancing with the Stars. That's a surprise to see Calvin Johnson say yes. I mean, to Dancing with the Stars. I can't wait to watch that.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
Watch it. Am I what?
Is he a Hall of Famer?
I think he put up some great numbers, some great Hall of Fame numbers. Now, here again, and the thing is, do you start assessing winning towards the Hall of Fame, or is it just an individual status? If it's an individual thing, absolutely. I think he'll have a chance, and he certainly should get in the Hall of Fame. But Detroit, man, it's just Barry Sanders got in, and they never really won, and all for numbers. I think Calvin will certainly get in.
Colin Kaepernick is going to start in San Diego on Thursday night. How does this play out this season, Mike?
I don't think it all goes very well. I mean, when you think about it, first of all, starting in San Diego with all of our military and personnel out in San Diego, that's going to be an interesting start. But I just don't think this is going to play out well. I mean, it brings a lot of distractions to a team that's already distracted and not very good, and it's going to do a lot of losing. Now you add this element onto that, then that's just it's going to be a tough road. I really do believe it's going to be a tough road for these guys.
What would you say if a teammate did that?
Well, he has a right to take this stance, and I understand what he's trying to say. I would tell him, hopefully, first of all, if I knew he was going to do it, I would have got him. I would have told him to get out front to make sure he makes his point on why he is doing it. Because when I look at it, I tell people all the time, man, and I've told this story. You do Thursday Night Football, Dan. I think I may have told you, and I watched the Wounded Warriors come out and hold on to that flag during the national anthem. And you watch these guys come out, without limbs, walking with their families, and how proud they are to hold that flag. When I see that flag, I stand, and that's what I think about. That's what I think about, and a lot of people think about the people that are serving this country, not just the people that are in this country. Yeah, we got some ignorance all around the world, all around this country, but the people that are serving this country are the things that I think about during the national anthem. And I would have told him to make sure that doesn't get crossed up, because I think that's where some of his points gets lost in the whole thing, because everybody says now it's you against the military, and I don't think he meant that, but that's still how it's being played.
Always great to talk to you, Mike. We look forward to the upcoming season, and thanks for joining us.
DP, it's good to talk to you too, man. And tell all your guys I said hello, DP. And you guys, I lost Coach Alexander, man, my mentor and receivers coach for a lot of years, man. I know God probably don't really listen to you guys, but throw up a prayer anyway.
God is a big fan of this show, Mike.
Oh, I'm sure he's a fan of the show. I don't know about a fan of you guys.
Well put. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. That's the Hall of Famer, the playmaker, Michael Irvin.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.